HTC and Samsung's latest flagship smartphones have just been announced, and in this video I'm going to give you my thoughts and impressions on the company's latest offerings. Let's get to it. Let's start off with the HTC One M9. Now, I have been a big fan of the HTC One lineup since the release of the M7. As you remember, I said that device was the best smartphone of 2013. The One M8 did not blow me away as much as the M7, and despite its premium design, I was not much of a fan of the more curved edges. This latest revision, however, seems to be leaning much more towards the design of the M7 whilst taking some cues from the M8. As for specifications, you are getting a 5-inch 1920 by 1080 resolution screen, and it's worth noting that this new panel sports the new Corning Gorilla Glass 4, which should be very durable indeed. It has a 2 GHz quad-core processor, and this is the brand new Snapdragon 810 architecture and is expected to be blazing fast. The 4-megapixel ultra-pixel camera that was found on the back of the previous two HTC Ones has now been moved to the front of the device, which will be fantastic for selfies, and it also captures 1080p video. As for the rear-facing camera, we are finally getting a proper megapixel count at 20 megapixels, and it is also capable of capturing 4K video at 30 frames per second. It also has 3 GB of RAM, will be running Android 5.0 Lollipop with HTC Sense 7 UI overlay, and also has a microSD card slot which supports up to 128 GB. The front-facing speakers are also back, and they are meant to be Dolby Digital quality, so I'm very keen to check it out. Overall, I really like the design and specifications of this device. The only complaint I have thus far is the exclusion of a 2K display. I know that they have not really taken off yet, but they will undoubtedly be the trend for 2015, and a few months down the line, this exclusion will be more noticeable. Apart from that, I am really looking forward to getting my hands on this handset and give you a whole load of coverage. Moving on to Samsung, they announced two smartphones, both with practically identical specifications, but let's start off with their flagship first. Now, the Galaxy S6 has a 5.1-inch 2560 by 1440 resolution display. All those pixels packed into a screen of this size equates to a 577 pixels per inch density. Also, since this is from Samsung, it has their fantastic Super AMOLED panel, and just by looking at the videos, this screen looks so vibrant, and I am so excited to consume content on this display. As for further specifications, it also has Corning Gorilla Glass 4 on the display and on the glass back, a 2.1 GHz quad-core processor, and this is the Exynos 7420 chipset, 3 GB of RAM, a 16-megapixel rear camera with 4K video recording, and a 5-megapixel front-facing camera. It also has a more accurate and efficient fingerprint scanner, and it comes in either a 32GB, 64GB, or 128GB capacity. I really love the new design of the Galaxy S6. The back of the phone reminds me so much of the glass design found on the Nexus 4. The last two Galaxy S devices suffered from lag due to TouchWiz being a very heavy skin on top of Android, but from what I've seen of the Galaxy S6, the performance looks to be super fast and smooth, so it looks like Samsung has worked the performance out with their latest revision. The only problem I can see with this device so far is the lack of a microSD card slot. This seems to indicate that Samsung will be abandoning the SD card slot in future devices. Samsung also came with the Galaxy S6 Edge, which really tries to incorporate extra features with this curved edge display. Only time will tell if this is a useful gimmick or just a novelty, but if Samsung wants this thing to take off, then they will really need to price it reasonably, otherwise it will die before it even starts. So, that's the announcement of the HTC One M9 and the Galaxy S6. Please stay tuned to my channel as I will be covering both of these devices in detail once they've been released, giving you front and rear facing camera tests, gaming performance tests, and many more coverage videos of these two flagship smartphones. Thanks very much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and comment below with your thoughts of these two newly announced handsets, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Take care.